Hello, Derbyverse. We are back with you. Of course, you've been watching these games uploaded for Clover Cup 2019, and now we have come to the finale, the gold medal game. Who will come away as the 2019 Clover Cup champion? Will it be Assassination City's Conspiracy, or will it be the Kansas City Roller Warriors? Scarlett, I hurt you.
Hi, I am Scarlett. I hurt you.
I'm P. Armageddon, by the way.
And we're excited to have you here for the gold medal game. We're going to see Assassination City in the black and Kansas City Roller Warriors in the white. So we're going to go ahead and run down some rosters before we talk about how these two teams got here today. You want to start us off, PR?
I will start us off for the Kansas City Roller Warriors All-Stars. In white, number 01 is Lady Killshot. 1040 is Skatal Attraction. 206 is Bones. 27 is Bare Knuckles. 28 Sing Machine. 318 is Mel Malice. Number 4 is Jessica Boom. 41 is Mayhem Myers. 411 is Skyscraper. 5 is Dizzy Astor. 5000 Baby Buster. 601 Dixie Wolf. 77 is Pebbles. 86 Black Mamba. And 913 is Jamalama Ding Dong.
One of the most fun names in all of Clover Cup to say. And on the Assassination City Roller Derby Conspiracy, in the black today, number 1, Goomba Toomba. 1219, Curls Gone Wild. 15, Moxie Brown. 130, Sparrow Dynamic. 181, Cannibal Cupcakes. 2011, KT Swoosh. 26, Wilhelmina Strikes Fear. 32, Mayhem. 333, Roxy Redding. 5, Ruby Rad. 588, Corkscrew You. 69, Boogaloo Tauntaun. 934, Luna Slam Goods.
And if you're wondering why you're seeing these two teams saying, oh, wait a minute, I watched them earlier. Am I watching the game from earlier today? You are not. They did play earlier today, but they're now playing again, this time for all of the proverbial marbles.
Yeah, this is a double elimination tournament, so we saw Assassination City come away with the win earlier, but Kansas City is now playing their third game of the day after winning over Crossroads City a little bit earlier in the day. So I'm wondering how much fatigue is going to factor in, but that doesn't matter right now as we have KT Swoosh and Skatal Attraction taking the stars for their respective teams.
Multiplayer block assist to KC. They will lose a blocker to the penalty box. KT Swoosh now in the back of the pack looking to get around the outside. Lee Jimmer is going to go to KT Swoosh for the Conspiracy.
Pack regrouping at turn 1 as Skatal Attraction forced to recycle there.
And
I believe that was Mayhem on that jammer takeout.
You are correct.
We have a player apiece in the penalty box, including the pivot from Assassination City, and I believe that is Pebbles in the box for Kansas City.
Skatal Attraction through for her initial. Meanwhile, 4 points picked up by KT Swoosh, who had a very, very impressive first game of Clover Cup playing for the Conspiracy. Scored over 100 points in that game. And looking to continue that scoring spree now. Another 4-point pass there for KT Swoosh.
We joked earlier this should just be the KT Swoosh Cup because she has been such a phenomenal presence out on the track in every game that they've played this weekend.
And KT will call off the jam, gets another 2 points before doing so, and looks like we're going to have an 11-8 jam to kick us off here. So lots of scoring in jam number 1. ACRD's Conspiracy will take an early 3-point lead.
Very fast pack out on the track is what we were seeing right away, and that's kind of what we've seen at the beginning with both of these teams. However, it has managed to kind of level off and get a little bit more strategy involved. Now, coming into this tournament, what were we looking at in terms of rankings, PR?
Coming into the tournament, ACRD came in at number 125. Meanwhile, Kansas City at number 104. So very close in the WFTDA rankings.
Well, and we've got Bones and Luna Slamgood jamming. However, we have a skater down on the track after about 5 seconds, I want to say, into the jam. So they're checking her out.
I'm going to see our medics are checking her out right now. Hopefully everything will be okay. Official timeout going to be called now for the injury.
And as we talk about that injury, someone that you might want to check out for an injury, who is that?
That is going to be Massage Connection. Come by the Massage Connection booth if you're in town. If not, if you're in the Dallas area, Dallas's own Arkham inmate has a great team of massage therapists who specialize in stress relief, pain relief, and sport recovery. But you can also, and that is number 28 for Kansas City, skating off to the bench, Sing Machine.
Sing Machine, one of those players that We didn't see in the very first game that Kansas City played this weekend, but we did see her a little bit later, and she actually says her sports background is being an indoor cat extraordinaire. And we have our first power start of the game here in jam number 3 for Bare Knuckles, Luna Slamgood starting in the penalty box.
Here we go. Bare Knuckles looking to get through the inside. Dancing on those toe stops and right back up to me. Their ACRD offense now to the outside goes Bare Knuckles. Running up on Goomba Toomba. Now being joined up there by number 1219. But meanwhile, through the pack, there goes Bare Knuckles for lead jammer.
Assassination City regrouping in front at a 4-3 pack disadvantage. However, they now have a full complement of blockers as the penalty box is quickly being emptied.
That includes Luna Slamgood, who back into play for ACRD.
Not quite yet in the penalty box still, but is standing. So we'll be back very shortly with Star in hand. Just joking. I said that wrong. You were right, PR. It was a star pass, and they snuck it right by me. That's what I get. Goomba Toomba accepting the star pass there.
But unable to do anything with it. There is 4 points going to be rung up for the Roller Warriors. They will now have a 16-11 lead early on here, heading into jam at number 4. Looks like our jammer matchup will be number 4 for Kansas City. That is Jessica Boom. And joined at number 20. Wilhelmina Strike Sphere. There we go.
Wilhelmina Strike Sphere. That's number 26, not number 20. Sorry, the jersey was a bit wrinkled, so we couldn't see it. But it is Wilhelmina Strike Sphere, we promise.
And we do have a lead jammer, and that is going to be Jessica Boom for Kansas City.
We have a multiplayer block penalty being called on the track, but nobody exiting just yet.
We did have a penalty assessed. It's 2 ACRD. So 2 blockers in the box for the conspiracy. 4-point jam, 4-point pass, there by Jessica Boom.
Wilhelmina Strike Sphere has removed the star from her helmet and is now trying to sneak through that pack as Kansas City sends one to the box.
Star pass completed there. Goomba Toomba will take over as jammer for the conspiracy.
Once again, 2 jams in a row with a star pass to Goomba Toomba.
But also 2 jams in a row. KC immediately calls off the jam as Jessica Boom talks to the crowd there a little bit on the pass around.
Celebrating those 8 points on that jam. Kansas City currently at 24, Assassination City at 11. 25 minutes left in the first half. We are heading into jam number 5. Thanks for joining us here today for Clover Cup 2019. This is the gold medal game for all of the proverbial marbles, clovers. Use whatever analogy you would like. Who's next on the jam line?
That is KT Swoosh jamming for the ACRD Conspiracy. Skatal Attraction for the Roller Warriors. And looks like almost through the pack, KT Swoosh, but gets edged to the inside and has to reset. Oh no, a jammer penalty assessed to KT Swoosh.
Looks like a forearm.
Yes, so we're going to have a power jam for Kansas City. And Skatal Attraction going to reset right before the entrance of turn 1. And it takes us, taking a spill in the middle there, but right back up and pushing on that ACRD wall, but not anymore as we have a penalty on Skatal Attraction, a high block. So now we're going to have a jammer swap. KT Swoosh returns to the track.
Jammer do-si-do as we have a full complement of blockers for both teams.
And KT Swoosh trying to get around the outside, but Kansas City really locking that wall down. But nice acrobatics there by KT Swoosh. Hops around the block of Black Mamba for her initial pass. And now looking for points. KT Swoosh hip whips around turn number 2.
Nice footwork there by KT Swoosh. Entering the pack, however, Skatal Attraction taking advantage of the chaos and manages to get through on that initial pass. KT Swoosh gets 4 on that first scoring pass.
And looks like Skatal Attraction trying to fight through. One more block to beat, gets around the block of number 5, Ruby Rad. Makes the 4-point pass for the Roller Warriors.
Now, no more lead jammer, of course, so KT Swoosh taking advantage of that opportunity to pass for another 4 points. We are seeing Assassination City regroup and an out-of-play penalty called on Ruby Rad, the pivot from Assassination City. as KT Swoosh grabs another 4. Now the highest scoring jam of the game so far.
Scale attraction to the outside makes another scoring pass for Kansas City. And that jam's going to come to an end. We'll get our points tallied up. 4 more for Kansas City. Looks like 2 more maybe for ACRD, regardless of 15-8 jam. And now a 32-26 game in favor of Kansas City.
Now KT Swoosh passing her own previous record earlier in the game, had an 11-point pass earlier in the game, and now 15 points. We have an official timeout on the track, and this official timeout is brought to us by
Bont Skates, lighter, stronger, faster. Check out our new Park Stars to fit all of your park and lifestyle needs. Also brought to us by Blood and Thunder. Their motto is life's better on roller skates. Check out Blood and Thunder for roller derby inspired apparel and accessories.
Now, both these teams had quite the journey to get here throughout the tournament, and our lovely producer, RPG, has prepared for us a breakdown of how that happened. First of all, game 1, in the tournament, Assassination City beat Chattanooga 254-189. KT Swoosh responsible for 134 of those 254 points and only had 3 penalties. Then we saw Assassination City beat Crossroads fall to Crossroads 158-152. That was a phenomenal game. Wait, that is backwards. I'm sorry. Assassination City beat Crossroads by 6 points, 158-152. That was our first upset of the weekend because Crossroads came in ranked number 91, whereas Assassination City ranked 125.
And Crossroads also was the number 1 seed in the Clover Cup tournament, so they fell to ACRD. KT Swoosh had 69 points in that game, and then in Game 9, ACRD, of course, earlier today, played Kansas City and came away with a victory, 198-177. Again, KT Swoosh, 90 points in that game.
There's something. I think we're giving away who we might be nominating for MVP on the Jammer front here.
There's a trend there, folks.
A little bit. And we'll get you the Kansas stats before too long. And now up next on the Jam line, we have Bones for Kansas City.
Luna Slamgood for the Conspiracy. Physical blocking going on here in the middle of that pack. Through the pack first, though, Lee Jammer will go to Bones.
Bones, another player that really punched that time clock for Kansas City earlier in the tournament, and comes around the outside at turn 1, looking for some points. Oh, does a do-si-do to the inside and gets through for 4 points. A back blocking penalty assessed on number 181 from Assassination City. That is Cannibal Cupcakes.
And Bones now running through the pack, though, as I say, star pass to Ruby Rad for the Conspiracy. KC will lose their pivot to the penalty box. Lady kill shot as the jam comes to an end. No points on that pass, but a 4-point jam for Kansas City. Now a 10-point differential, 36-26.
So Lady Killshot, currently in the penalty box, was also one of the players that spent a fair amount of time receiving star passes and really making a difference in Kansas City's previous games today as a point scorer, both with starting with the star or starting with the stripe. Either way, formidable blocker. And now we have a pack advantage for Assassination City here.
But a really, really interesting jammer matchup. Bare Knuckles for Kansas City. KT Swoosh for Assassination City.
Oh, beautiful offensive assist there by number 913, Jamalama Ding Dong. And KT Swoosh is out of the pack, but is not the lead jammer, despite being the jammer in the lead because of a no pass.
So Bare Knuckles did get lead jammer, but both jammers now trying to catch back up to that pack. And the jam's going to get called off.
That pack was off to a sprint pace, so that was actually probably wise, given that Kansas has already, this is their third game of the day, their fifth game of the weekend, so definitely needing to kind of temper and manage their energy levels for sure.
I know, speaking earlier with some of the other announcers, it's not uncommon to face a team twice in one tournament, of course, double elimination. It is rare, however, to face the same team twice in one day.
Yeah, for sure.
So, of course, these teams have both seen each other. They know how they operate. So it's curious to see how they adapt to that and now in a gold medal environment.
For sure. And out next on the jam line, we have Jesse Kaboom for Kansas City going up against Wilhelmina Strike Sphere, empty box. Except now that I've said something, we have a multiplayer block penalty being assessed on, I believe that is Ruby Rad.
It is. So now we have a blocker advantage for Kansas City. through the pack. Jessica Boom on a no pass, no penalty, I believe. It's not lead jammer. So, and now it looks like we have a star pass completed, or trying to be completed, to Goomba Toomba for ACRD. So we will not have a lead jammer on this jam, Scarlett.
Star is in hand, but is not on the helmet yet. And Jessica Boom gets through for a scoring pass. Multiplayer block penalty called once again on Lady Killshot, as 4 points are on the board now.
Goomba Toomba with a nice shoulder hit there on Jessica Boom.
And plowing into the back of the pack. Both jammers now playing leapfrog, courtesy of Jessica Boom.
And Jessica Boom now leaning on that ACRD wall, now shedding blockers to bridge the pack. Meanwhile, Goomba Toomba through on the inside picks up a 4-point pass.
But now just matching the points that have already been scored. 42 seconds left on the jam clock as Jessica Boom still trying to get through that pack on that second scoring pass. Goomba Toomba, however, beautiful edging and toe stop work right at turn 3. Oh, and Jessica Boom takes a hard fall at turn 3.
And we're going to stop the jam there and get our medics to come check on Jessica Boom.
She hit her head and bounced, and looks like she might be in tears. So that was definitely a hard fall for Jessica Boom. We hate to use them, but we're so grateful that they're here.
I always say I love our medics. I wish them to watch the games all weekend and do absolutely nothing else but that. But if we do need them, they are here, and we're so appreciative of them for every game we have them on.
Well, and we know that it's very important for them to take this seriously, because we did clearly see her hit her head, and doing the concussion protocol to ensure that everything is okay. And WFTDA is very big on the concussion protocol, and we'd rather be safe than sorry. We do take that head injury protocol very seriously, and our medics are currently checking to see if the neck is okay. She's obviously in pain.
She seems to be responding, though, to I see her looking and talking to one of the medics, so that's a good sign. I hope everything's going to be okay with Jessica Boom. That will stop the clock, though. 18:20 to go in the first period. A 10-point differential still here in favor of Kansas City. 44-34, heading into jam number 9.
I can't believe we're already heading into jam number 9, because this game has gone so fast.
It's been very fast-paced. Both of these teams we talked about earlier, a lot of fast-pack movement. They get up quickly, they move quickly. And speaking of moving, we do see Jessica Boom being sat up now, which is also a very good sign.
Yes. And I think they're also checking out her ribcage sternum to make sure there's no rib issues there. And they're definitely doing concussion protocol right now, checking for pupil responsiveness. And if you would like to learn more information about the concussion protocol, please go to WFTDA.com, where you can find all the details. Clover Cup is very proud to be the second WFTDA recognized tournament of the season. And it looks like
they're going to pick up Jessica Boom here, up on her wheels. Good to see you. Going to help her back to the bench. We hope she's back up and around as soon as possible.
That was a fierce hit.
So we will reset and get jam number 9 rolling shortly here. Looks like we're going to have number 934, Luna for ACRD. Luna Slam Good up against number 01 for KC. That's going to be Lady Killshot.
We also have from Assassination City.
We have a blocker in the penalty box. Wilhelmina strikes fear in the penalty box for ACRD. So blocker advantage for Kansas City as we roll. Lady Killshot in the front of the pack, dancing on those toe stops, now sledding on that wall.
And it looks like Lady Killshot taking that fast footwork, quick and jabby approach, as opposed to Luna, who is playing it a little bit smoother and really trying to plot that path through. Both very effective approaches, just depends on what kind of pack you're contending with. Kansas opting to stick with a 4-person box formation, and as all the chaos breaks loose in the apex,
we have a lead jammer, and it's going to be Lady Killshot.
Star has been stashed by Luna. Pivot is on the track for AC, so it looks like a star pass is possible at this time. However,
Lady Killshot track cut going to be called on the movement in turn number 4. So we're going to have a power jam now for the conspiracy.
And a star pass as well. Assassination City handing over scoring duties to Sparrow Dynamic as yet another cutting the track penalty. Who is it on this time?
601 Dixie Wolf taking that penalty for Kansas City. So we're going to have a full 2-minute jam as Sparrow Dynamic breaks through for a 4-point pass.
Very nice hop over number 913 from Kansas City, Jamalama Ding Dog. They're right after turn 4. And Sparrow slamming up against that. Kansas City tripod gets an offensive assist there by Mayhem.
Now working on the outside, now leads back to the inside. Sparrow Dynamic, just a ball of energy here, just trying to keep going. Finally spins through, sheds the blockers, picks up a 4-point pass.
Chaos on the track as all the blockers and all the jammers have re-entered the fray. And we got 4 points for Lady Killshot on the first scoring pass. 7 seconds left on the jam clock. And another penalty being called. Looks like a forearm being assessed on Pebbles from Kansas City.
And that will end our jam on the whistles. Looks like 3 points picked up additionally for ACRD. 3 points also picked up by Kansas City. And looking at the scoreboard, Scarlet, 51-45. Kansas City still with the lead. 16 minutes to go in the first period.
Still anybody's game, though. Only a 6-point differential. Point ratio right now, 1 to 1.3, so still not insurmountable. However, Kansas City has had a commanding charge of lead jammer status thus far, 55.5%. Whereas Assassination City's at 22%. We have had a couple of jams with no lead jammer.
And here we go, KT Swoosh jamming for the Conspiracy. Skatal Attraction jamming for Kansas City. And there goes KT Swoosh picking up lead jammer.
KT Swoosh bounced off of Black Mamba in turn 1 in order to move forward and pursue. And it looks like Kansas City already has 2 blockers in the box. They attempt to send a third blocker in the box, but she's forced to return to play.
4 points picked up by KT Swoosh as blockers start to be released from the penalty box for the Roller Warriors. Pivot for ACRD heading to the penalty box. That is Goomba Toomba.
Goomba Toomba, and Pebbles now back into play for Kansas City.
And around the outside, Skatal Attraction makes the scoring pass for 4 points. Meanwhile, KT Swoosh takes a big hit from Black Mamba. Wow. Black Mamba cleared the road on that one. Now we're going to bring KT all the way back to turn 3, but a jam will be called off. After that big hit, 3 points picked up by KT Swoosh on that pass.
And Mayhem Meyer's going to start this next one in the penalty box, and it looks like we have a lead change.
1 point lead for the Conspiracy, 56-55.
And Assassination City, of course, a fairly local league here to the Dallas Metroplex.
Just up the road in Plano, Texas.
And therefore, they have brought their fans out, and they are loud, and they have boomsticks. And it is exciting to have this for our gold medal game.
Here we go, Bones jamming for Kansas City. Luna Slamgood once again with the star for ACRD.
Now, last time we saw this happen, last time Bones jammed, there was a star pass, and last time Luna jammed, there was a star pass. So I'm curious to see how this transpires. Both teams starting with 1 blocker apiece in the box, and looks like Luna takes advantage first, grabs lead jammer status for Assassination City.
And Bones still bouncing around that back wall for the Conspiracy. Now going to try to throw a block on Luna coming around the outside. Nicely done. Going to reset Luna all the way back behind the jam line. Luna not falling forward at first, but really doesn't have a choice at this juncture. Now back into turn 4. And now both jammers back in play.
So I appreciate Bones not pulling that all the way around the track. That is not my favorite move in Derby.
I don't like when people divide by 0.
Well, the star has been passed, and the star has been applied to the pivot from Kansas City's helmet. That is number 5, Dizzy Astor. However, when she applied the star, the stripe fell off.
But regardless, no points picked up on that pass. 4-point jam for the Conspiracy now. A 5-point lead of 60-55. Closing in on 13 minutes to go in the first period. That last jam brought to you by Bont Skates. Lighter, stronger, faster. Check out our new Park Stars to fit all of your park and lifestyle needs. Looks like Wilhelmina Strikes Fear will be the jammer for ACRD, but not quite yet as they have an official timeout called. And that is number 27 for Kansas City, Bare Knuckles, when we get back to skating.
So, as we mentioned before, this is Assassination City's the second game of the day. They also faced Kansas City at 8 o'clock this morning. But this is only their 4th game of the tournament. Kansas City, however, has punched their clock an extra game, and this is their 5th game of the tournament. We'll go over how Assassination City got here.
Oh, they changed the jammers? No, I'm sorry. They did not change jammers. I'm sorry. There's a correction on our scoreboard. Bare Knuckles is lead jammer for Kansas City. Wilhelmina Strike Sphere hot on her wheels, though.
Wilhelmina Strike Sphere always has these socks that have capes on them, and I wonder if that adds to the speed. It's very enjoyable. Yes.
Aerodynamics hard at play there. 1 point picked up by Kansas City.
And 1 point, as you mentioned, for Kansas City. Assassination City still maintains the lead, though, 60-56, 12 minutes left in the first half. We're heading into jam number 13.
And that is KT Swoosh with the star for Assassination City. And I believe that is number 1040, Skatal Attraction, jamming for the Roller Warriors.
Two very familiar jammers. Right now, KT Swoosh with a 60% lead jammer status. Skatal Attraction has yet to get lead thus far.
Track cut penalty assessed to Skatal Attraction. That's going to give a power jam to KT Swoosh, and if you are KC, you do not want that scenario.
Well, KT Swoosh responsible for 37 of Assassination City's 60 points thus far. Skatal Attraction, despite not getting lead, is the top point scorer for Kansas City, though. 20 points on the board thus far.
And nice block there. Sparrow Dynamic tried to free your jammer up in the middle. But nice work by Kansas City to keep that wall together. Now reforming in the front of the pack.
Also got to give props to Mayhem on that offensive assist, really trying to clear out that tripod turned box in the front, but it is no match for KT Swoosh's agility. She's through for 4 points.
And now returning to the track, Skatal Attraction, but the jam will be called off by KT Swoosh. 4-0 jam in favor of the Conspiracy, widening it lead a little bit more now, 64-56.
Kansas City celebrating a little bit there. I think they've got a fairly decent contingent in the stands as well. So that's what you want on your final day of a tournament like this, where I know everybody's tired, but it has been some phenomenal derby with all these teams so closely ranked coming into the tournament.
And that's reflected in a lot of the scores we've seen in the past couple of days. A lot of good, close, back-and-forth games all weekend long.
Absolutely. And speaking of back and forth, Luna Slamgood now back in action as the jammer of the right now. Bones jamming for Kansas City, but Luna is your lead. And we have a forearm penalty being called on number 5 from Assassination City. It is Ruby Rad.
Yes, so,
and that is her 4th penalty.
So looking at now, initial pass made by Bones. Luna taking a fall in the turn 2 exit. And now both jammers still fighting for position. There goes Luna around the outside.
Looks like Black Mamba being sent to the penalty box.
So a blocker apiece in the box, but blocker standing for ACRD.
That is Black Mamba's first penalty. Most of the teams are, team members, I should say, are pretty clean on penalties right now.
But we are looking just really quickly. 2 for Kansas City have 4 penalties.
Yes.
And 1 for Assassination City has 4 penalties. So a few people in trouble early on here.
That's what I was starting to get at, was the fact that most of them are fairly either at 0 or 1, but there's a couple that are, is that 80-20 principle, I guess.
So you see, that's Lady Killshot for Kansas City sitting on 4. Also Baby Buster for Kansas City on 4. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Ruby Rad, 4th penalty for ACRD.
And, earlier whenever Kansas City was playing against Crossroads, the DJ played Tricky by Run DMC, and it really energized Kansas City. So I wonder if that's what they're trying to do here. Kansas City down by 12 right now as Bare Knuckles jamming for the team in white and gray and red. Wilhelmina Strike Sphere once again jamming for Assassination City in the black.
Bare Knuckles, they're going to pick up a forearm penalty coming out of turn number 2. So a power jam for Assassination City.
As the entire pack gets to the apex, Wilhelmina Strike Sphere now out of the pack, but not lead jammer.
So we're going to go the full 2 minute, apparently, from...
I wonder why.
Was lead given to Bare Knuckles?
No, I don't believe so. So perhaps there was a no pass, or...
We didn't see any signal from the referee that we might have missed, actually, so that does happen. So regardless, we do not have a lead jammer. Forearm penalty assessed to Black Mamba, I believe, for KC.
And, we're not refs, so we cannot say one way or the other. And it looks like Goomba Toomba once again taking the star for Assassination City. I believe that is their fourth star pass.
And Bare Knuckles back into the fray for Kansas City. They bust through the pack to make that initial pass. And meanwhile, Goomba Toomba threw for a no pass, no penalty, 3 points. Both jammers now racing back to the pack, picking up a lot of speed.
Pack at a standstill, though, so both hit very hard, and it looks like Bare Knuckles being sent to the outside lane, and Goomba Toomba forced to recycle on the inside.
Now Bare Knuckles shimmy shakes to the front now. They are leaning up against that ACRD wall. Meanwhile, Goomba Toomba fights to the inside. Now slightly to the outside, going to skate backwards through and pick up 4 points.
Very nicely done by Goomba Toomba. Again, on the 4th time that she has received the Star Pass and is responsible for 15 of Assassination City's points thus far.
Jam will be called. 4 more points for Assassination City. 11-point jam for the Conspiracy now. 83. Kansas City 64. Just under 7 minutes left to go in our first period. Jam number 16 about to come at you. That's going to be KT Swoosh jamming once again for the Conspiracy up against number 77, Pebbles. First time starting with the Jam Star for Pebbles.
Absolutely. Now, Pebbles has also been one that we've seen head to the box, but this time just once. Earlier in games, she had a fair number more penalties. So keeping it clean, we have a forearm penalty being assessed on KT Swoosh.
So lead jammer and power jam now for Kansas City as there goes Pebbles.
That is KT Swoosh's second penalty of the game thus far.
Pebbles now working through that back, finds an inside gap, skates right on through 4 points.
Nice lateral movement there as Assassination City had their pack broken up into 2 sections, and it cleared quite a bit of space for Pebbles to get through.
Pebbles now working for another scoring pass, tries to go inside. Looks like Ruby Rad shut that door, now going to recycle back all the way behind Sparrow Dynamic in turn 2.
Yeah, Mayhem with the follow-through on that jammer takeout. And Mayhem again with the hit, but Pebbles manages to stay upright with a 180 flip and grabs 4 points on the pass.
We do have the returning KT Swoosh, but jam will be called off by Pebbles. 8-0 jam in favor of Kansas City, now 83-72. Kansas City trying to fight back into this.
Very exciting game so far. 11 points separating these two teams. We have 5.5 minutes left in the first half. We're heading into jam number 17.
Where that last jam was brought to you by our friends at Kaya, setting new standards in Derby Park and lifestyle roller skates. Now taking orders for the Kaya Kismet, the perfect park skate for only $229.
Out next on the jam line, we have Luna Slamgood for Assassination City against Bones for Kansas City.
Luna gets reset back behind Lady Killshot behind the jam line. Meanwhile, Bones at the front leaning on the defense for ACRD, but there goes Luna Slamgood taking advantage of the defensive work by her blockers and picks up lead jammer.
Tripod of Assassination City defenders in the front, but Bones manages to get past. Looks like we have a direction of gameplay penalty being assessed on Kansas City.
Meanwhile, Luna threw for 4 points.
And Bones being forced to the outside and forced to recycle back about 40 feet.
Luna just slicing and dicing through that pack, picks up another score.
She slices, she dices, she makes Julian fries, and beautiful hit there by number 601 from Kansas City, Dixie Wolf. Taking out a blocker.
But Luna able to keep on rolling. 4 more points for the Conspiracy. 12-point jam as we roll. Star Pass to Lady Killshot for Kansas City.
That is Lady Killshot's. Oh, that's the first Star Pass, actually.
And Luna going to call that jam up after escaping the pack one more time. Lady Killshot took a fall in turn number 3, gets back up, hops up with a smile on her face, so that's always good to see.
And with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the period clock for the first half. Looks like we're using the official review as a timeout for the Kansas City Roller Warriors. Currently score is 99-72. Who is this official review? 99-75. We just added 3 more
points.
Who is this official review brought to us by, PR?
It's brought to us by our friends at Fox Rental, proudly celebrating 50 years under the same ownership and providing the Metroplex with the best equipment to complete all events and projects. If you were in the Dallas Metroplex area, Dallas-Fort Worth area, check out Fox Rental for all of your equipment rental needs.
So we mentioned how Assassination City, this is their 4th game of the tournament thus far. On Friday at 10 a.m., They beat Chattanooga 254 to 189, then conquered Crossroads City in one of the closest games we've seen, 156 to 152, and then over Kansas City earlier today, 198 to 177. Kansas City, however, has come with a victory over Rockin' City, 274 to 130. And we have turned our timeout into an official timeout, so I'm going to keep on talking about how Kansas City got here. Kansas City beating Pikes Peak yesterday morning at 8 a.m., 153 to 144, and then, of course, falling to Kansas City this morning at 8 a.m., 198 to 177. I don't know if they're jinxed getting the 8 a.m. games or that's just the luck of the draw, but
they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly. And then earlier at 2 o'clock this afternoon, Kansas City beat Crossroads 146 to 98. So both have had quite the journey going through.
Jam number 18 coming at us now. Skatal Attraction jamming for Kansas City. KT Swoosh again with the star for Assassination City. Looking right now, Kansas is up by 20 points now, 79-99. Back on Jam 10 was a lead change in favor of ACRD. Jam 17, there's a difference made up of 27 points by ACRD, so a lot of scoring back and forth there.
Well, and we've got, going back to the penalty boxes, KT Swoosh for the third time, this time for a forearm penalty, and lead jammer status goes to Skatal Attraction. I believe that is Skatal's first time to grab lead jammer status in the 5 jams that she has donned the star for thus far. She still leads Kansas City's scoring contingent with 20 points so far.
And she's trying to get around that inside, but door got shut there by Ruby Rad. Now knocked to the outside, going to reset again, but looks like Rad's going to pick up a penalty on that contact.
And that is going to be her 5th penalty, and we're not even to the second half yet. Beautiful tag team magnetic defense there by Assassination City in the front. Nice rotation, trying to hold back Skatal Attraction, but a spin move to the inside frees Skatal Attraction for 4 points on the pass.
Meanwhile, KT Swoosh back into action for ACRD, getting escorted out of bounds by Black Mamba.
Escort is the right word. Let me show you to your seat.
You're going to go here. I'm going to go back over here. And a recycle there for Skatal Attraction. Meanwhile, through for her initial is KT Swoosh. And jam will be called. 2 more points picked up by Kansas City. 6-point jam in total gives them 85. ACRD 99. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first period.
We're heading into jam number 19, and we would love to thank Ruby Ribbon, because bras are the worst. Ditch your bra and get the comfort and support in a cami without the annoyance of bras and underwires. Check out Ruby Ribbon.
Looks like our jammer matchup here will be Pebbles for KC and against Wilhelmina Strike Sphere for ACRD, but now we're in an official timeout.
This official timeout brought to you by Pro Design. Since 1986, Pro Design Inc. continues to manufacture 100% USA-made, world-class protective products right out of Houston, Texas. Texas built, Texas tough. All right, and yeehaw from Texas. That is Pro Designed.
I was gonna let you do the yeehaw because you're the local here, Texas-wise, not me. I'm from next door. Here we go.
Y'all still say yeehaw.
We do. Pebbles through for lead jammer for Kansas City. Meanwhile, Wilhelmina Strike Sphere still working through the defense for the Roller Warriors. Pebbles now meets up with the ACRD wall, bursts through, finds an outside lane and picks up the 4 points. Oh, a penalty on Wilhelmina Strike Sphere. Did not see the signal. But regardless, now a power jam for Kansas City, who is down by 10.
Well, Pebbles just put 4 on the board, so golden opportunity here to make up some points. However, full complement of blockers for both teams. Kansas City goes on the offensive, and with a swing and a miss there from Assassination City's number 12-10, Kurt's Gone Wild, or 12-19, excuse me, Curl's Gone Wild.
That was a 4-point pass, and now brings us to a 6-point game in favor of Kansas City.
Black Mamba going on the offensive, trying to provide some assistance for Pebbles. Does just enough to break up that tripod of Assassination City in the front. Wilhelmina Strike Sphere back into the fray with star in hand.
Pat moving through turn 4 and tried to hop over the apex. Did Pebbles going to call it off?
Right as the star is passed to Goomba Toomba.
So a 12-point jam for Kansas City.
Pebbles taking a seat right at the end, but assuring the referee she is just fine, just needed a bit of a breather.
And that jam by Kansas City gives us now a 2-point game, 99-97, ACRD on top as the seconds tick away in our first period. And that will bring us to halftime, Scarlett. I hurt you.
Oh my goodness, what a first half. 2-point game going into the half, but that seems very fitting given the games that we have seen so far here at Clover Cup. It would actually be a bit disappointing, I think, if we had anything that was a blowout or a huge margin. And I got to give props to Kansas City for playing their hearts out, playing their second game of the day and their fifth game of the tournament. So
we're going to see how it plays out here in a few minutes, so come back shortly. We will bring you our second half of our championship game here at Clover Cup 2019, a 2-point game in favor of ACRD's Conspiracy. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Clover Cup 2019. This is our gold medal game between the Kansas City Roller Warriors and Assassination City Roller Derby. I'm Scarlett Hurya.
I'm P. Armageddon.
And let's talk about what we saw happen in the first half that brought us to Assassination City at 99, Kansas City at 97.
Looking at scoring from the first half for Kansas City, leading the way, Skatal Attraction with 26, Pebbles with 20, Jessica Boom with 16, Lady Killshot 14, Bare Knuckles 13, Bones 8. For ACRD, KT Swoosh 41 points, Luna Slam Good 28, Goomba Toomba 19, Sparrow Dynamic with 11.
And it warrants noting that Wilhelmina Strike Sphere was also in that jammer rotation for Assassination City, but has yet to score despite grabbing 2 penalties and clocking in 5 jams. Assassination City running a 3 jammer rotation, whereas Kansas City has expanded to about a 6 jammer rotation, not including star passes. Assassination City has had passes to 3 different pivots, Goomba Toomba, Sparrow Dynamic, and Ruby Rad, and I think that has contributed to their points as well. Kansas City going to have to make up for the absence of Jesse Kaboom, who I believe has been removed for concussion protocol after a really hard hit at turn 3 about halfway through that first half.
Looking at penalties for each team, Kansas City, Lady Killshot with 4, Baby Buster sitting on 5. Nobody really Pebbles with 3. Nobody really passed 2 on that side. ACRD, Ruby Rad on 5 penalties. KT Swoosh with 3 penalties. Nobody else more than 2.
So penalties going to play a factor as well. Assassination City coming into the second half with 18 penalties total. Kansas City with 22.
Speaking of penalties, though, a power start here in the first jam for ACRD. Pebbles got a penalty at the end of that last jam in the first half. So Luna Slam Good starting his first jam here on a power start. But as I say that, Luna goes to the penalty box.
So we're going to have the old jammer do-si-do as Pebbles goes back into action and gets a opportunity for a power start, and straight out of the box grabs lead jammer status for Kansas City.
And now starting to empty out. That box was a little full there also for ACRD, as now the box empties. Everybody back on track. Luna Slam Good at meeting up with the Kansas City wall in the back. Meanwhile, points picked up by Pebbles.
And the star has once again been passed by Assassination City to Goomba Toomba, who was responsible for 19 of Assassination City's 99 points in the first half.
Jam called off there by Pebbles, picks up 4 points on an 8-point total jam. Kansas City now 105, taking the lead, ACRD 99. So a quick lead change coming right out of the gate here in the second half.
So Assassination City needing to wake up just a smidge after that first jam here in the second half. And back to the action on the track, we have Skatal Attraction jamming for Kansas City and KT Swoosh for Assassination City.
Pack moving through turn number 1. KT Swoosh getting reset back in the turn 1 entrance. Meanwhile, Skatal Attraction leaning on that front wall, going to the inside now, will earn lead jammer.
And we've got a ref taken down at the apex along with the pivot from Kansas City as Skatal Attraction grabs lead jammer status, and KT Swoosh now out of the pack and eligible to score points.
And jam will be called off by Skatal Attraction. No points though, so 0-0 jam. Still at 105.99 in favor of the Roller Warriors.
So the biggest point differential we've had during this game so far has been 27 points, but over the majority of it, it's been 1 point, 2 points, 5 points. Now we're at 6 points, so it's been a pretty close game throughout. And the point differential for the half, Kansas City with 8 on the board so far, Assassination City yet to score. Now we have Bones taking on Wilhelmina Strike Sphere.
And Bones trying to take the inside line. ACRD there to push on it, but that wall starting to move forward. Wilhelmina also trying to go inside.
Beautiful toe stop work there. Wilhelmina really pushing, using the power in those feet, but lead jammer goes to Bones.
Wilhelmina, though, right through the pack as well. Both jammers now scoring eligible.
So I feel like that's happened a lot where Wilhelmina has been like immediately behind whoever the lead jammer is, like seconds away from emerging from the pack, but still has yet to grab lead jammer status. Meanwhile, Bones, that's the second lead of the half. 3 points for Kansas City. I'm sorry, of the game. 3 points for Kansas City on the jam.
And we are lined up for our next jam number 4 here in the second half. That is Luna Slam Good jamming for ACRD. Bare Knuckles with a star for Kansas City. Bare Knuckles gets around, and they will be lead jammer for the Roller Warriors to the delight of the KC faithful here in attendance.
Bare Knuckles looking for a little love from the crowd, and the star has once again been passed, this time to Sparrow Dynamic for Assassination City.
And Bare Knuckles knocked to the outside. They tried to call it off, but a back block penalty will be assessed to Bare Knuckles. Power jam now for the Conspiracy. Sparrow Dynamics spinning through this pack.
And we've got a piece of equipment on the track. It looks like it might be a cap to a kneecap or an elbow pad.
Meanwhile, 4 points picked up on that pass around for Sparrow Dynamic.
And as Kansas City regroups in a box formation at the front, both teams short players, but on the Assassination City side, they're short a blocker, whereas the jammer for Kansas City currently in the box. We have a blocking with the head called on Sparrow Dynamic. So I don't know if that was the natural conclusion of the penalty for Bare Knuckles, but they're back into the fray.
So regardless, that will be a little while of a sit for Sparrow Dynamic. So Bare Knuckles back into action, skirting through that pack, flies through, picks up 4 points.
Pack regrouping at the apex as Assassination City attempts to swarm the Kansas City defense. Bare Knuckles going toe-to-toe with Mayhem.
Bare Knuckles pushing on that wall. They are trying to work the inside. Sheds the blocker, but quickly back reforming that wall. Wow.
And it looks like Black Mamba dropped her mouth guard on the track and is now called for an illegal procedure penalty.
And meanwhile, 4 points picked up by Sparrow Dynamic coming out of the penalty box.
Both jammers back into the fray. Sparrow through for yet another pass as Bare Knuckles fighting through that Assassination City defense. 4 points for Bare Knuckles.
And a 12-8 jam in favor of ACRD. We are at a 5-point game. Kansas City 116, Assassination City 111.
Seem to be keeping a pretty consistent spread there. And, you know, we mentioned that this is a WFTDA recognized tournament. If you want more information about all of the WFTDA recognized tournaments, go check out WFTDA.com. We should talk a little bit about what postseason is going to look like here and when we get a chance. Up next on the jam line, though, we have Pebbles jamming for Kansas City.
And that is KT Swoosh for Assassination City. But Pebbles picking up a penalty. So it looks like a power jam and lead jammer status will go to KT Swoosh.
That's a whole lot of P's. Pebbles picking up a penalty.
I'm illiterate if nothing else. And through the pack, KT Swoosh scoring this time, picking up 4.
And that's going to bring us, I believe, to a 1-point game. And
KT Swoosh trying to change that, but Black Mamba went for the block on the inside. Oh, a penalty.
Back blocking.
Back block on KT Swoosh. So jammer ejector seat, engage. Here comes Pebbles.
Pebbles approaching that intense Assassination City box.
But here comes Kansas City to free her up. There she goes for her initial pass.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that Kansas City waited as long as they did to break up that defensive structure from Assassination City. They could have done that right out of the gate.
Pebbles just flying to the outside, kept herself inbounds. No, she did not.
Oh, forearm penalty.
Yes.
So stayed in bounds, but used the forearm to do so.
So now we're going to once again release the jammer, but
I think that was a full 30 seconds.
It was, so KT Swoosh came out, so we're going to have a full 30-second sit-down for Pebbles.
Second time in this jam. If Pebbles goes back in again, it's going to be 2 jams in a row. But I believe will be released before the conclusion of the jam. Assassination City now takes the lead with another 4-point pass from KT Swoosh, 119 to 116.
Offense blockers are throwing up there, trying to free KT Swoosh up now, but KC tried to get that wall set up.
Pivot for...
Oh, another penalty. KT Swoosh.
I believe that was a misconduct.
It looks like a misconduct is the signal from the referee. So Pebbles out of the box, picks up 4 points on the pass. Jam will time out. So we'll look at that scoreboard. Scarlett, will hurt you. We have a tie game, 120 all, I believe.
We do, but I think there are still penalties being added. So it may be a second, but right now it looks like a tie anyway. 120 for each team. Less than 22 minutes left in the game. 4 points on that one for Kansas City, 9 for Assassination City. And currently a power jam start for Kansas City.
That's going to be Skatal Attraction at the line. Official timeout going to be called. I think we're going to sort this out right now. Figure out where we're at before we get our next jam underway. Jam number 6.
Well, this gives us a chance to talk about the WFTDA tournament structure in addition to the postseason, which for the first time ever, WFTDA International Championships going to be taking place outside of the U.S. in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Cannot wait to have champs in Montreal. But look at this lineup. Our first WFTDA recognized tournament was, of course, Lobster Roll a couple weeks ago in the Boston area. We are here at Clover Cup this weekend. Coming up next, Dust Devil, one of the OG tournaments in flat track roller derby, Tucson, Arizona, March 29th through 31st, followed by Euro Cup in England, hosted by Rainy City, April 12th through 14th. Then Siege of Central New York, April 13th to 14th in Rome, New York, hosted by Central New York Roller Derby, followed by Skate to Thrill that same weekend in St. Charles, Missouri, hosted by the St. Chuck's Derby Chicks, and then West Track Story in Nantes, France, April 20th through 21st.
And we go all the way through late June with ECDX with all of the WFTDA recognized tournaments. And I will say this, if nothing else, Kansas City is having a blast on the bench. They are dancy every time there is a good song played by our DJ. And I feel like every song that DJ Renegade has played has been phenomenal.
DJ Renegade has been on point all weekend long. Speaking of on point on a jam right here, KT Swoosh. Wesley Jammer starting, I believe, in the penalty box.
Indeed. And
so Skatal Attraction on a power start for Kansas City. Now Lee Jammer will go to Skatal Attraction.
And both teams starting short on the blockers as well. So trying to regroup in the apex.
Skatal Attraction reapproaches the pack now to the outside. Digs into that ACRD rotating tripod. Tried to find an opening there, but quickly reforming.
That is Mayhem.
Goomba Toomba also there.
Curls Gone Wild, excuse me. Curls Gone Wild, Goomba Toomba, and Ruby Rad.
Meanwhile, both jammers able to escape the pack. Points, though, given to Skatal Attraction. KT was on her initial pass.
And just like that, finding some space on the inside lane, Skatal Attraction grabs 2-3 points and then calls it off.
So now a 7-point game, 127 to 120 in favor of the Roller Warriors from Kansas City.
So the biggest point differential we've seen in the half is 19 points. Currently only a 7-point differential.
And looking at penalties real quick for ACRD, Ruby Rad now on 6 penalties, 1 more, and her day is done. KT Swoosh on 5 penalties for Assassination City, so 2 more, and she will be done for the day.
So we have a forearm penalty being called on Jessica Boom, who is back into play.
Good to see Jessica Boom back skating, but unfortunately she is in the penalty box. So Luna Slamgood on a power jam and lead jammer there for ACRD.
Luna Slamgood slamming into that pack and getting thrown to the infield, forced to recycle about 20 feet back by Lady Killshot.
But finding an outside lane, skates by, points this time, picks up 4.
I was going to say that was a nice offensive assist by Assassination City, but it seemed like Kansas City largely cleared the space.
Yeah, the outside seemed to be a pretty wide open lane, and Luna just found it and rolled right through. She called that jam off. 4-0 jam in favor of ACRD. 3-point game. Froze the jammer in the penalty box, though, but the jammer is standing for Kansas City. So we will have a power start for Assassination City in jam number 8.
And looks like Luna's going to don the star once again. Didn't have enough, apparently.
Luna said, I'll go back out there.
But otherwise, we have a full contingent of blockers for both teams. Starting off jam number 8. 3-point game right now. Kansas up 127-124. 19 minutes left in the game.
Luna up against that front Kansas City wall. All 4 Kansas City blockers keying in on Luna. Meanwhile, Jessica Boom back into play for Kansas City. Wheels around the outside. Lead jammer going to go to Jessica Boom.
Takes a whip off of a teammate there in turn 1 after a bit of a shuck and a jive to get past the Assassination City blocking contingent.
And getting low in the turn there, Jessica Boom.
She just ducked around that outside lane and underneath all of the blockers for 4 points on the pass. Kansas City widening that lead, 131-124.
Luna takes off the star, reapproaches the pack. Meanwhile, Jessica Boom gets low one more time. She gets right there on the outside. Oh, but a forearm on Luna. Slam good. We got a power jam for Kansas City.
Now, Luna had star in hand, but her pivot was in the box, so there was no way that was going to be a star pass executed. Pack rushes forward to break up the Assassination City wall very effectively. Jessica Boom gets 4 points on that pass.
As we skate right now, 12 points jam. Lead change for Kansas City now, 139-124. And looks like we have Jessica Boom on the inside of turn 1.
And lots of rotation in the apex, trying to hold back the lone jammer on the track, and we have whistles being blown. Looks like Sparrow Dynamic going to take its seat in the penalty box as Jessica Boom plays leapfrog over Curls Gone Wild.
And does get the full 4-point pass. Meanwhile, Luna Slam Good back into play for Assassination City.
And I believe this is going to be the highest scoring jam of the game so far, tying up Luna Slam Good's previous high score of 16, now trying to pass it with 6 seconds left on the clock.
And 4 points picked up there by Jessica Boom. Time will tick away. Jam comes to its natural conclusion. And a 20-point jam for Kansas City Scarlet, 147 for them. ACRD's Conspiracy, 124.
And that is the highest scoring jam of the game so far. 20 points for Jessica Boom. And the first jam back into the game after being pulled for that injury stoppage.
So welcome back, Jessica Boom.
Right?
Didn't really lose a step there. Big 20-point jam. And we have a team timeout going to be called, I believe, by Kansas City. No, I'm sorry.
Assassination City
ACRD,
calling this
I'm sorry,
timeout.
yeah, okay.
That's okay, though.
So that will be their first call timeout of the half. They'll have 2 left and their review. Kansas City still with 3 timeouts and their review.
So here in the second half, we've seen Kansas City with a 75% lead jammer status. Both of the teams were pretty even in the first half in terms of lead jammer status. Kansas City had it a little bit more with 47%, Assassination City with 31.5%. However, in the second half, we've had Kansas City 75% lead jammer status and holding Assassination City to 6 scoreless jams. And I think the real kicker has been the points per jam. We're looking at a 1-to-2 ratio on points scoring here as both teams getting 10 penalties in the second half, but Kansas City averaging 6.3 points per jam, whereas Assassination City racking up only 3.1 per jam.
And we talked earlier about the postseason. I'll give you a couple of spots real quick. The 2 Continental Cups this year, Orem, Utah, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Of course, we have our playoffs in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Seattle, Washington, European Continental Cup in Helsinki, Finland, and then, as we mentioned, international championships in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
I'm so excited about not only Montreal, but Montreal in November. It's going to be pretty.
It's going to be lovely. Oh, Goomba Toomba taking the star for the first time off the line today for ACRD.
Previously has just been a Star Pass recipient, so switching gears a little bit, and it seems to work just fine as Goomba Toomba with a spin move to the inside manages to grab lead jammer status, and the star has been passed by Kansas City as well, this time over to Lady Killshot. So 2 usual pivots now serving as the jammers as Goomba Toomba grabs 4 points and quickly calls off the jam before Lady Killshot can approach the pack.
So just under 16 minutes to go in the game. Jam 10 about to come at you. 147-128 in favor of Kansas City. I mean, this game has fit the motif of most of the weekend, Scarlet, in that very close back-and-forth action. We talked about these teams being so closely ranked in WFTDA rankings, and apparently the rankings, we trust the rankings, and we should because they were pretty accurate with this game so far.
Well, right now, these are the number 3 and 4 seed in the tournament, but right now they've got their top jammers on the track. Pebbles, with 80% lead jammer status, is also lead jammer right now. Katie Swoosh, who has a 36% lead jammer status, but is responsible for 50 of Assassination City's points thus far.
Looks like we're going to get into a battle of the 4-point hit and quit jams. 4 points picked up by Pebbles, called it off. So right at the halfway point in the second period, 151 Kansas City, 128 Assassination City.
But we're already heading into jam number 11 with less than 15 minutes left in the game, which is bananas.
This game is bananas.
Bananas. Out next on the jam line, we have Luna Slam Good for Assassination City.
And that is a scale attraction for Kansas City. Whoa, balance there. The inside, Luna almost kept it in balance. Has to reset back behind Dizzy Aster. Also resetting is scale attraction, but lead jammer is going to go to Luna Slam Good.
Luna with a 41.6% lead jammer status and 32 of Assassination City's points right now. And Skatal Attraction not far behind. Both jammers hitting the pack on a scoring pass.
There goes Luna Slam Good through on a no pass, no penalty. She does get 3 points.
Nice spin move to the inside. Sparrow with the attempted jammer takeout, and then a follow through by Mayhem.
Mayhem very nice, just sticking to Skatal Attraction like glue. Meanwhile, Luna, in the back of the pack, tried to get around Black Mama but was denied.
Well, one thing we've seen kind of inconsistently is the follow through all the way past the line on those hits, which Mayhem seems to have mastered. Although I say that, and then she gets called for a direction of gameplay penalty. Oh no, it looks like that was going to Myers.
It looks like Luna did find her way around through the pack for 4 points. Skatal Attraction now up against Sparrow Dynamic on the outside. Now finds inside lane, almost there, but there comes Luna Slam Good, slamming into Dizzy Aster.
Direction of gameplay penalty called on number 318 from Kansas City. That is Beef Body Ohadi. Oh no, Mel Mala, excuse me.
And through there, and turn number 1, there goes Skatal Attraction for 4 points, but we have a jammer in the box, Scarlet. I believe it was a high block penalty assessed to ACRD jammers, Luna Slam Good, so power jam for Kansas City. Skatal Attraction knocked down in the infield, going to reset in turn 2. And on the outside, one blocker to beat. Skatal spins around the block of number 181 Cannibal Cupcakes. Picks up 4 points and calls off the jam. So a 10-8 jam in favor of ACRD, 138 for them. Kansas City 159, 12 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the game.
Very close jam on that last one, even with the penalty being called right there toward the end. Assassination City still coming out on top of the jam with 10. Kansas City currently 159, Assassination City 138 with 12 minutes left in the game. We're in jam number 12, and with a shimmy shake off of the jam line, Jessica Boom back into the action, coming up against that tripod.
Luna Slam Good back into the game for ACRD. Jessica Boom dancing around on the outside. Oh, but got to pick up a penalty for a forearm. So it's going to be a power jam for Luna Slam Good, who now earns lead jammer as well. Luna now reapproaching the pack, coming through turn number 1, slamming into that Kansas City wall. But holding tough in the front of the pack. Now Sparrow Dynamic tried to come clear a hole on the inside. Luna gets the door shut for a quick second, but contact penalty picked up there by forearm penalty, I'm sorry, for Sparrow Dynamic. Yes. Meanwhile, her jammer Luna is through for 4 points.
And Jessica Boom goes back into the action. Now going to have to repeat that initial pass and shoved to the infield there by Ruby Rad. Then again, a forced recycle. Believe corkscrew you on that jammer takeout. And it looks like Jessica Boom.
Back block penalty on Jessica Boom. So once again, a power jam opportunity for Assassination City. Penalty also picked up by Curls Gone Wild for ACRD.
And it looks like we have another
Multiplayer block picked up by the pivot for Kansas City, so penalties abounding.
I think they're giving out puppies in the penalty box.
They must be, because that's a popular place to be at the moment.
Well, it looks like Sparrow was being released right at the end of that. Or might be. Oh no! Sparrow Dynamic has fouled out and is leaving the game. Ruby Rad sitting on 6 as well. We should probably look at these penalties a little bit more.
For Kansas City, Lady Killshot on 5, Mayhem Myers on 5, Baby Buster on 5, and Pebbles on 5. So jammer penalties there for Pebbles.
Well, and I'm concerned about KT Swoosh currently at 5, Ruby
Also,
Rad at 6. And we have a timeout called by Kansas City, it looks like.
And Luna Slamgood also with 4 penalties for ACRD. So lots of penalties mounting up here late in the game, Scarlett.
Yeah, Black Mamba also with 4 on the Kansas City side. And Black Mamba has been a powerhouse of the defense out there on the track. So curious to see how these teams can adapt and play around those penalties. 159 to 146. We're currently waiting for jam number 13 with a team timeout called by Kansas City. There we go. Now it's finally on the scoreboard.
Looking at our scoring so far in the second half, Kansas City outscoring ACRD 62 to 47 in the second half. But also look at scoreless jams, 7 for ACRD, 4 for Kansas City. So a little close there, but more scoreless jams for the Conspiracy coming in here. Lead jam 7 to 5 in favor of Kansas City. 2 start passes by ACRD, only 1 by the Roller Warriors.
Yeah, but I'll say Kansas City has caught up, though. I mean, not Kansas City. Assassination City has caught up in the latter portion of this second half thus far, because previously when we mentioned their scoreless jams, their Kansas City had, I believe, 0 or 1, and it was much lower. So they're really catching up, and that point ratio has changed as well, as Assassination City now at 3.9 points per jam and Kansas City at 5.2 points per jam. Both teams with a relatively even number of penalties in the half with 16 and 15 respectively.
Here we go. Up in jam number 13, Goomba Toomba on the power start, picks up lead right out of the gate. So Goomba Toomba now it's back into the pack on the inside, skates around Dizzy Astor, picks up 4 points. So trying to close that gap. Now it's at 9 as we roll, but it's going to be a little bit less than that in a second.
Jesse Kaboom back into the action, pushing that Assassination City tripod forward ever so forcefully, and it seems like everything kind of goes crazy right in turn 2 when the pack swings wide.
Both jammers have escaped the pack, but only one scoring right now with points is Goomba Toomba, but Jessica Boom trying to solve it. Apex jump.
I don't think she stuck that landing.
No, she did. They're giving her points.
I'm not a ref, so I can't say that with pure confidence.
And Jessica Boom also threw for 4 points. Goomba now are leaning in, trying to break through that Kansas City defense. Whistles blow in the pack.
5-point game. Let's make it a 3-point game, why don't we?
14-point jam for Goomba Toomba. Gives ACRD 160. 4-point jam for Kansas City, 163. 8 minutes, 47 seconds to go.
And that is Assassination City's highest scoring jam of the half, courtesy of Goomba Toomba. So curious action we're seeing out here. How things can change in the course of just a little timeout.
And looking at our next jammer matchup, we have a team timeout going to be called, I believe, by ACRD.
You are correct, sir.
But looking at that jammer matchup, I see Pebbles out there on the jam line for Kansas City. She is sitting on 5 penalties. So maybe playing it a little dangerous here for Kansas City, but Pebbles has been a pretty good jammer in this game, scoring right now 36 points, 4 or 5 lead jam statuses, but also do not deny KT Swoosh. She has been impressive all weekend long. She's going to be the jammer for ACRD coming out of this timeout.
But she is also sitting on 5 penalties. Yes. So Danger, the middle name of our 2 jammers that are taking the track, apparently.
I like Danger.
Danger. And it looks like we might be switching off. Goomba Toomba now going to be the jammer of record for Assassination City. But Goomba Toomba also with a couple of penalties, I do believe. As it looks like 2. Yeah, yes. Literally a couple.
Literally a couple. You're correct.
2 penalties for Goomba Toomba.
There's our swoopy whistle. Going to get back to rolling here. Jam 14.
And we have a 4-3 pack advantage for Assassination City. Heading into the jam, 163-160. Still anybody's game, 8.5 minutes left in the game.
Off we go. Pebbles down in turn 1, but quickly back up. Multiplayer block penalty assessed to Kansas City, number 01, Lady Killshot.
And it looks like Goomba Toomba trying to find some space on the inside lane. Looks like a low block being called on. One gets a forearm and one gets a low block.
So Jammer eject your seat pretty much really quickly here. They both come back out. No harm. 2 fouls. And whoa, Goomba Toomba finding the inside lane, skates through. Not Lee Jammer, neither is Pebbles.
But you know what? That means that is Pebbles' 6th penalty,
Yes.
and Lady Killshot also sitting on 6.
So,
not what Kansas City needs right now.
And we have to go the full 2-minute jam as well, Scarlett. 4 points picked up by Goomba Toomba.
So right now, both of your potential point scorers for Kansas City are sitting on 6 penalties. We have a direction of gameplay penalty called on Assassination City, I believe.
It's going to be on the pivot.
That is Mayhem.
Meanwhile, Goomba Toomba back after resetting, heading into turn 3, tries to get around Black Mamba, but nice bracing in the front there by Dizzy Astra. Meanwhile, her Jammer skates around. There goes Pebbles.
Very nice offensive assist there by Kansas City, holding back some of those blockers. We have a multiplayer block penalty being called on number 5 from Kansas City. That is Dizzy Astor.
Meanwhile, coming back in, Pebbles slams into the back of that ACRD wall. One blocker to beat. She will get around, picks up another 4.
That was Cupcake on the follow-through, Cannibal Cupcake specifically.
Forearm penalty on
Goomba Toomba.
So a power jam re-engages for Pebbles.
Everybody, we're just doing musical chairs
Pretty
in the
much.
penalty box right now, basically.
Now Pebbles gets like a forearm penalty as well.
That's penalty number 7 for Pebbles.
Pebbles is going to foul out of this game with 6.5 minutes to go.
Oh, and she's assessed 2 penalties. I believe there was a second for insubordination for not leaving the track.
But
so
she will foul out regardless.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Wow. So that jam's going to come to an end.
And that means whoever Kansas City opts to substitute.
4-point game.
Jesus.
6 minutes, 19. Oh, sorry. A
6-point game.
They added 2 more points on me there. 173 Kansas City. 167 for ACRD. 6 minutes to go. Jam 15 coming at you. Don't hold your breath too long because you might pass out.
I would like to put a pin in jam number 14 and just point this one as like the bananas jam.
Yes.
If anybody, like Pee-wee's Playhouse, whenever you have the word of the day, I kind of feel like,
the secret word.
Yeah, that was jam 14 of the second half right now.
If you can hear a little bit of the song on Venue, we have the Super Mario theme playing for probably, of course, Goomba Toomba.
Eats a Mario.
Getting a little love.
So Goomba Toomba. So we currently have 6 penalties right now that were assessed in Jam 14.
Wow.
Holy moly.
And we're back rolling out with Jam 15. Pebbles did have the star, but she likely will not be returning because she
will
fouled
not.
out. KT Swoosh, meanwhile, jamming for ACRD.
And I believe that is Lady Killshot that is wearing the star currently in the penalty box for Kansas City. Risky move there because Lady Killshot also has 6 penalties.
So lead jammer picked up by KT Swoosh. Jammer coming up to the pack in turn 2. Katie goes around the outside. Nope, denied.
Shoved to the outside there by number 913, Jamalima Ding Dong.
And she's going to call that jam off. 2 points picked up by KT Swoosh.
While Lady Killshot is standing in the penalty box.
4-point game, 173-169, closing in on 5 minutes to go.
Woo.
Nail biter of a gold medal game here at Clover Cup 2019.
Black Mamba doesn't seem to mind. She is just grooving in the turn.
And why would she not be? This is a great game.
DJ Renegade is just on it.
All weekend long. Big props to DJ Renegade. Team timeout going to be called by Kansas City. That'll be their second timeout called of the period. 1 left for each team, and both have their reviews in their pockets if they need them.
Fascinating enough, we have some great factoids that were gathered by our friend Cecil B. Puff Daddy.
Yes.
And Kansas City, one of their blockers, is just super impressive to me as someone who has lots of friends that are physicians. Beef Body Ohadi, number 316, blocker for Kansas City, is actually a first-year medical student.
Wow.
So is juggling the demands of medical school and will become a doctor, I believe, in 2022.
Wow.
So impressive. I remember what it was like being an undergrad doing double degrees and playing derby at the same time. I can't, knowing my friends that are in medical school, I can't even imagine what that's like, juggling first-year med school.
That is dedication not only to her medical career, but also dedication to her sport in roller derby. That is mad props to Beef Body Ohadi for that kind of dedication.
Well, see, I don't understand how she sleeps, though.
Right, there's no time.
But she mentioned in the notes that were provided to us that that's her stress relief from school. But Derby is also stressful, so.
It's kind of a give-take there, I guess. Here we go, Jam 16, Luna Slam good.
Beautiful spin move right at turn 1 in order to grab lead jammer status.
Meanwhile, Lady Killshot jamming for Kansas City gets recycled back into turn 4.
We have a 4-point game currently, 173 to 169. Kansas City in the lead.
And it looks like Lady Killshot going to skate by for her initial pass. Meanwhile, Luna trying to get through, going to call that jam off. She does get points, however, I believe 3 or 2. I can't see my fingers.
Looks like 3.
3 points.
Shockingly.
Woo,
3.
1 point game.
Oh
173 to 172. 4 minutes, 21 seconds to go.
I don't know about you all at home, but
hold on to your butts. We're going to have a good one. It's going to be great.
Hold your beer. It's going to get exciting if it hasn't been already. 1 point game between these two teams. And it warrants noting, too, in terms of the rankings here, if Assassination City pulls this off, it'll be their second upset of the weekend.
Yes, they've had a very good weekend, and they're trying to cap it off with a gold medal victory. They're going to send Wilhelmina Strikes Fear back out there to jam against Jessie Kaboom.
Jessie Kaboom forced to recycle by Mayhem all the way back nearly to the jam line, as we have two very definitive defensive formations. Assassination City getting a little spread out and then accordioning back up. I don't know if that's a verb, but I made it one.
And there goes Jessie Kaboom, able to squeeze through the middle of that pack and earn lead jammer. I'm hearing whistles blow. A
forearm penalty being called on
somebody.
And the star has been passed to Goomba Toomba.
Oh, pivot for Kansas City. Dizzy Astor heading to the penalty box. Meanwhile, Jessie Kaboom is leaning, trying to get out of that sad place on that wall, but there goes Goomba Toomba.
Beautiful footwork there by Goomba Toomba. Quick flip 180, grabs 4 points and gets on through. Not lead jammer.
Jessie Kaboom had that honor. She got through, though, picked up her 4 and called it as well.
So we're still at a 1 point game, PR.
Just 8 points higher for her total.
All the stress.
Under 3 minutes to go, heading into jam number 18. Be still our beating hearts. Thank you, RPG. Our producer's even getting a little breathless over there. Wow.
I mean, I have to. I'm finding myself holding my breath here and there, and that's not healthy.
I try not to because I have to talk also, and that I may not be here if I keep doing that.
So if you guys hear us go silent, it's because we pass out from excitement.
Team timeout called by Kansas City. That's going to be their last team timeout of the game. They still have their review. ACRD still has their 1 timeout and their review left.
So other fun facts that we learned about some of these players, Goomba Toomba is a professional dog groomer. Awesome. And helps keep her, and Derby helps keep her strong and calm in stressful times.
Shouldn't it be Groomba Toomba?
Groomba Toomba. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
I've been here all weekend, folks.
She has cute dog photos all the time, apparently, on the social media.
How would she not if she's a groomer?
I mean, know,
come on,
right?
I love the doggos.
Adorbs. And then actually gets part of her name because it's a thing. Toomba is something she added that she likes in Spanish, has family in Puerto Rico, so has a very interesting name there. I want to know about her Mario skills, though. I'm curious.
Here we go. Swoopy whistle blows. We're going to line up for our next jam number 18. That is Lady Killshot with the star for Kansas City up against KT Swoosh once again for ACRD's Conspiracy.
KT Swoosh at 5 penalties, as we mentioned previously. Lady Killshot at 6, but KT Swoosh wasting no time, grabs lead jammer status.
And Killshot still stuck behind that ACRD wall as KT Swoosh not coming through for points, barreling into the back of that Kansas City defense, but there goes Lady Killshot on her initial 4 points.
4 points.
Yes, so points starting to be scored. Jam is called off, and we have a 180-177 game in favor of ACRD.
Lead change.
If you have a drink, take a sip, maybe take a big gulp because you might want to have a little bit left, but not a whole lot left. We only have 1:55 left. Under 2 minutes to go in a 3-point game.
Also, make sure you're getting some water. We want you to stay hydrated, especially if your blood pressure is as high as mine is right now, thanks to how exciting this game is.
Everybody in this building.
Yeah, basically.
The collective blood pressure here is insane. Here we go, Jam 19, Luna Slam good for ACRD issue jammer. Jessie Kaboom jamming for Kansas City.
And Jessie Kaboom out front for Kansas City, your lead jammer, as Luna plowing past Dizzy Astor
does make her initial, so both jammers now eligible to score. Dizzy Astor trying to break up that wall in the front. There goes Jessica Boom around the block of Goomba Toomba. 4 points.
Swing and a miss by Goomba Toomba on that one.
Lead change as we go. 1 point lead for Kansas City, but that will change shortly, possibly, as it looks like we have a star pass to Goomba Toomba.
Again. And looks like Black Mamba being sent out for an out-of-play penalty. Goomba Toomba now through the pack and eligible to score points as Jessie Kaboom has just put 4 on the board. And Kansas City ahead by 5 points. 50 seconds left on the period clock.
4 points for Goomba Toomba. Back to a 1-point game. Jessica Boom trying to get through. Dizzy Astor trying to open up a little bit of a hole there. Jammer contact in the middle of the pack.
Oh, we've got a penalty called.
Not seeing on who it's on the blocker for Kansas City. Jessica Boom through. 4 more points, but also 4 for Goomba Toomba.
Oh my goodness, still a 1 point game.
23 seconds to go on the period clock. Jam clock at 41 seconds.
I'm curious to see how this goes.
Goomba Toomba on the outside, 4 points.
Oh my goodness. Jessie Kaboom still in control of the clock, but
takes a spill in the inside on turn 3. Back up.
Assassination City up.
Goomba to the outside gets knocked down by Dizzy Astor. Going to reset quickly.
And the period clock has expired. Assassination City up by 3 right now. And Jessie has 15 seconds to get at least 3.
Goomba through for another scoring pass.
It's not going to happen. Assassination City is going to take the win.
ACRD leaning on that wall, keeping Jessica Boom back. Ruby Rao with the block out. Goomba Toomba skates around, gets a few more points.
Oh my goodness!
Wait up, we have points here. 4 points for Kansas City. 2 points more for ACRD. 16-16 jam.
16-18 jam.
Unofficial final. ACRD 198. Kansas City 193. We're going to wait for an official final, but if it stands, ACRD looks like they're going to capture the Clover Cup championship.
But oh my goodness, what a way to end a phenomenal game. And I got to give props to Kansas City. That's their second game of the day.
Yeah, second time against ACRD, and there's our final.
5th game of the weekend for them.
Final score, Assassination City's Conspiracy 198. Kansas City Roller Warriors 193. Your gold medal winners will be Assassination City. The Clover Cup comes back home to Texas.
And Kansas City, of course, coming away with the silver. Valiant effort by both teams. Kansas City holding on to the lead for a huge portion of the game, but back and forth, non-stop. Point differential in the second half, only 3 points. Maximum differential in the second half, only 25 points.
Wow, we did have 2 foul outs in the game. Sparrow Dynamic with 7, Pebbles with 7. But looking at the score, 11 scoreless jams for Kansas City, 16 for ACRD, 16 lead jams for ACRD, 18 for Kansas City. So these stats are eerily close, but the points are what matters, and the points went to ACRD. Wow.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
Couldn't have asked for a better gold medal game
to
close out a phenomenal tournament. Thank you so much to the Dallas Derby Devils for putting on such a phenomenal weekend of shenanigans and great derby. And congratulations, of course, to Assassination City for taking home the trophy, the gold medal. And again, congratulations to Kansas City for proving at every single turn that they deserve to be here in this gold medal game. That could have gone either way.
And of course, our third place team, Crossroads City, also winning earlier, winning that third place game. So those will be our 3 medaling teams. I want to thank all of our teams who took part this weekend, every single team, including our host league, Dallas Derby Devils, playing in the non-bracketed action against Houston. Really great games all weekend long, Scarlett. Clover Cup, another successful event. Like you said, props to Dallas Derby Devils for another outstanding Clover Cup.
Absolutely. So we are going to head into our award ceremony here, but to all of you that are listening in the world of the internet, thank you so much for joining us here for Clover Cup 2019. We hope you had as much fun watching as we had calling it.
Ooh, yeah.
I think we need to go decompress a little bit here. But
I also want to thank quickly our production company, Gambot, for recording all of these and putting them online all weekend long. Thank you, Gambot, so much for all of your video prowess and putting these games online. But we're going to go ahead and take a break, come back for our award ceremony. Scarlett, I hurt you.
I am Scarlett, I hurt you.
I'm P. Armageddon. Thanks, all y'all. We'll see you in a minute. Clover Cup 2019, we out. forward.